No. Well, that comes back down to the same thing that is mentioned, really, like the whole discussion that we've had, in the sense that, first of all, the amount that we should love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is itself based upon the knowledge of Him, right? And Allah has only revealed to us a certain amount of knowledge of Himself, right? So the sum whole of that knowledge that Allah has revealed about Himself to us is itself vast in the Quran and in the Sunnah, right? So no person is able to grasp the entire religion, right? After the Messenger, no person can grasp the entire, as in come to know the entire religion, right? As in every single authentic statement of the Messenger. No person can grasp the entire religion. Likewise, every single meaning of every single verse, to that level. Okay, so now a person who comes along and he's already decided that he has now got a limit as to where he will stop loving Allah, then this person is the most ignorant and stupid people, right? Because it means, really, it is as if that the sum whole of the entire religion is only to the degree of where he is prepared to love Allah or fear Allah, as if that is where the religion stops, as if that is the extent of the religion, which is from his ignorance and arrogance. Rather, the religion is more vast than his limited mind, or crippled mind, we should say, because there is a great deal more of knowledge of Allah, His names, His attributes, and which he is ignorant of, which would otherwise make him love Allah more and fear Allah more. And so this really is the statement of a misguided, astray person, a deviant, misguided person, in his mind and in his religion. And also we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has many names which He hasn't even told us of. You know that well-known dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in which, oh Allah, asks you by every name that you have named yourself with, or which you have kept to yourself in the knowledge of the unseen. And there are names of Allah that we don't even know. There are certain beautiful names of Allah that Allah hasn't told us. And those names are such that they convey such beautiful meanings that if we were to know, just for argument's sake, in the context of this question, that if we were to know them, it would only increase our love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that shows that for anyone to specify a limit for the love of Allah, or a limit to the fear of Allah, then he is misguided. He is misguided and he's ignorant, and this is from the greatest of jahl, for these reasons that we've mentioned. Rather, we see in the Quran, Allah ordering us to fear Him, to have, فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَسْتَطَعْتُمْ, to fear Allah as much as we are able. So where does this person, what answer can you give to this verse? Fear Allah as much as you are able. Right? Being as much as you are able doesn't mean, right, I've decided now that this is where I'm going to stop in my love of Allah, and this is where I'm going to stop in my fear of Allah. Right? And to different people that will be different. So for example, you might find that one man will come along and he'll say, right, my love of Allah is in as much as I'm going to be good to my parents. As for praying and fasting, whatever, that's way too much. That's overboard. That's too much love. And some people actually think like that. There are people who think like that as long as I'm good to my parents, okay, maybe I'll pray the Jummah, I'll do the Eid prayer. That's the limit of my love for Allah. Right? And then you have other people who have different criterion. So now, if everyone was to think like this misguided individual, that each person now is going to specify where he believes his limit of love for Allah is, then you would destroy the religion. There wouldn't be any Islam left for the people. That they would because everyone would follow his own desires. And so this is an evil, misguided way of thinking. And rather, Allah has ordered us to fear Him as much as we are able, to love Him as much as we are able. The believers, as Allah says, ashaddu hubban lillah, that they are most intense and severe in their love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And likewise, Allah, when He mentions in the Quran, He says that He is Al-Ghafur Ar-Rahim, but also He says He's forgiving and merciful. But also he says that his punishment is severe. And adhabi, and really my punishment is indeed severe. Right? So this is how the believer is balanced between these two things. He can never fear Allah, enough, and he can never love Allah enough. So he's always pursuing all the time. Why? Because as we said before, no person can acquire the entire religion. He's always missing something from the religion. So therefore, and even when he dies, he will never acquire all the religion. So therefore, that shows that a believer has to be constantly striving and pursuing to fear Allah more, and to love Allah more, and to hope in Allah more. And this is how a believer thinks. But when you think like this misguided individual thinks, in its essence, really you're just shaving off your religion. You're just like clipping, just throwing away most of your religion. It's a misguided way of thinking. Yeah.